When one of the biggest movie stars on the planet settled into seat 12A on American Airlines Flight 447 from Miami to Los Angeles, nobody expected the next 5 minutes to change two lives forever. It was Tuesday, March 14, 2023. 7:42 a.m., Gate C-17 at Miami International Airport. The plane smelled like recycled air and coffee and jet fuel. The overhead lights flickered. The sound of luggage being shoved into compartments. 180 passengers, one seat, one confrontation. Dwayne Johnson, 6 feet 5 inches tall, 260 pounds of muscle that barely fit in economy class. He wore a black Project Rock hoodie, gray joggers, and a Miami Hurricanes cap pulled low. His shoulders, wide enough to block the aisle, pressed against both armrests. A flight attendant walked down the aisle checking seat belts. Jennifer Martinez, 34 years old, 7 years with American Airlines. Blonde hair pulled back tight, navy uniform pressed perfect, exhausted eyes that had seen too many early mornings. She stopped at row 12, looked at Dwayne, then at the seat, then back at Dwayne. "Sir, you're too big for this seat." The plane went quiet, not completely, but quiet enough. Passengers stopped mid-conversation, phones lowered, everyone watching. Dwayne looked up at her, his jaw tightened. "Excuse me? This is a safety issue. You're clearly exceeding the seat width parameters." Her voice was loud, sharp. "You need to purchase a second seat or move to first class." Seat 12B, a teenager, stared down at his phone, pretending not to listen. Seat 12C, an older woman, clutched her purse. "I purchased this ticket," Dwayne said quietly. "And I'm telling you it's not adequate for your size." Jennifer crossed her arms. "I can't have you blocking the aisle in an emergency." Dwayne's hands, the size of dinner plates, gripped the armrests. "Stay with us through this entire video because what happened in the next 48 hours, what Jennifer was hiding, and what The Rock did when he discovered the truth will hit you somewhere you weren't expecting." The plane was a Boeing 737, 160 feet long, rows A through F, crying baby in row 8, business travelers typing frantically, a man in row 15 filming on his phone. Jennifer stood there, waiting. Dwayne reached into his pocket, pulled out his phone. "I'll handle it," he said. He stood up. All 6 feet 5 inches of him. Had to duck slightly to avoid the overhead compartment. His tribal tattoo visible where his hoodie sleeve rode up. He grabbed his backpack from the overhead, walked toward the front of the plane. The teenager in 12B whispered to his mother across the aisle. That was The Rock. Jennifer returned to the galley, checked her watch. 7:51 a.m., 9 minutes until departure. But here's what nobody on that plane knew. Jennifer Martinez had been awake since 3:30 a.m. Her shift started at 5 a.m. This was her 4th flight this week, and 3 hours earlier, at 4:47 a.m., she'd received a text message that made her hands shake so badly she dropped her phone in the airport parking garage. But to understand what happened next, you have to go back. You have to go back past the movies, past the WWE championships, past the Instagram posts with 380 million followers, past all of it. You have to go back to what humiliation actually feels like when you're trying to make something of yourself. November 1995. Dwayne Johnson, 23 years old, was cut from the Calgary Stampeders. His football career was over. His dream was dead. He moved back to his parents' 2-bedroom apartment in Tampa, Florida, with exactly $7 in his pocket. He remembers standing at a gas station. A man in line behind him said loud enough for everyone to hear, "Move it, big guy. Some of us have places to be." Dwayne remembers the heat in his face, the shame. The feeling that being big, being visible, being him was somehow wrong. His mother, Ada Johnson, told him something that night. She said, "People who hurt others are usually hurting themselves. Remember that." March 14, 2023, 8:03 a.m., Flight 447 took off without Dwayne Johnson. He'd been moved to first class, seat 2A, leather seat, extra legroom. A flight attendant, not Jennifer, offered him champagne. He declined. He pulled out his phone, opened Instagram, stared at the blank screen for 5 full seconds. Then he started typing, but he didn't post it. Not yet. At 10:47 a.m., the plane landed at LAX. Jennifer Martinez collected trash, smiled at departing passengers, said, "Thank you for flying with us," 94 times. Her face hurt from smiling. She checked her phone in the jetway. The text from 4:47 a.m. was still there. Mom, they're saying 6 more months of treatment. We don't have the money. I don't know what to do. Daniel. Her son, Daniel Martinez. 16 years old. Leukemia. Stage 3. Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. $47,000 still owed after insurance. She'd been working double shifts for 8 months, sleeping 4 hours a night, and it still wasn't enough. She'd taken her fear out on a passenger, a famous passenger. She knew who he was the moment she saw him. Everyone knew. And she'd humiliated him anyway because she was drowning and needed someone else to feel as small as she did. Jennifer walked through LAX, Terminal 4, 11:20 a.m. Her phone buzzed. Instagram notification. She almost didn't look, but she did. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson had posted a photo. It was a selfie. On a plane. Seat 2A. The caption, "This morning a flight attendant told me I was too big for my seat." She was right. Not about the seat, but about me needing to make a change. I moved to first class and spent the flight thinking about all the times people made me feel small. And I realized something. Hurt people hurt people. I don't know what that flight attendant is carrying, but I hope she knows she matters. We all do. Even when we mess up. Especially then. Hashtag People's Champion. 45 million views in 6 hours. Jennifer read it in the middle of the terminal. Her hands started shaking. She sat down on a bench near gate 48. Put her face in her hands. A teenager walked by. Stopped. "Hey, are you okay?" She nodded. Couldn't speak. "You're the flight attendant from that video, right? Someone filmed it. It's on TikTok." Jennifer's stomach dropped. She pulled out her phone, searched, found it. 2.3 million views. The moment she told The Rock he was too big. His face, her voice, the comments. She should be fired. Imagine being that rude to The Rock. She's clearly miserable. And then she saw other comments. She looks exhausted, like she hasn't slept in weeks. Nobody acts like that unless something's wrong. I hope she's okay. Jennifer closed the app, stared at the ceiling of Terminal 4, the fluorescent lights humming, the sound of announcements and rolling suitcases and people with places to be. She didn't know what to do, so she did the only thing she could think of. She opened Instagram, found The Rock's post, and she commented, "Mr. Johnson, I'm Jennifer Martinez. I was the flight attendant this morning. I have no excuse for how I treated you. I'm ashamed. I'm sorry. You didn't deserve that. Nobody does." She posted it, turned off her phone, walked to the employee parking lot, sat in her 2008 Honda Civic, cried for 20 minutes straight. March 15, 2023, 6:30 a.m. Jennifer's phone rang. Unknown number. She almost didn't answer. "Hello? Is this Jennifer Martinez?" "Yes. This is Dwayne." Music. Jennifer went completely still. "I'm sorry, what?" "The flight attendant. From yesterday. Flight 447. I want to talk to you." Her voice broke. "Mr. Johnson, I'm so sorry, I'm not calling about the apology," Dwayne said. His voice was quiet, steady. The voice from the movies, but softer. "I'm calling because I saw your comment, and I did something I probably shouldn't have. I looked you up." Jennifer's heart pounded. "You have a son, Daniel, 16, Children's Hospital, LA, leukemia." She couldn't breathe. "How did you?" "My team. I asked them to find out what someone would need to act that way at 7:42 in the morning. They found your GoFundMe, the hospital bills, everything." Jennifer put her hand over her mouth. "Why?" she whispered. "Because my mother taught me something," Dwayne said. "Hurt people, but healed people heal people. And I've been where you are. Not the same situation, but the same feeling. Drowning, desperate, taking it out on someone who didn't deserve it." Silence. "Jennifer, are you there?" "I'm here." Her voice barely a whisper. "I'm paying Daniel's medical bills, all of them." Jennifer made a sound that wasn't quite crying and wasn't quite breathing. "The full $47,000. It's handled. And I want you to take 2 months off. Paid. Spend time with your son. I've already spoken with American Airlines. They've approved it." Music. Jennifer dropped the phone, picked it up with shaking hands. "Why?" she said again. "Why would you do this?" Because you matter, Dwayne said simply. Even when you mess up. Especially then. That's what I wrote. I meant it. March 16, 2023. Dwayne posted again on Instagram. A photo of Jennifer's original comment. His caption: Yesterday I shared a moment from a flight. Today I want to share what came after. Jennifer reached out, apologized, but here's what she didn't know I knew. She's a single mother working double shifts to save her son's life. She's been running on 4 hours of sleep for 8 months. She's carrying weight that would break most people. And yesterday morning, that weight spilled over. We talked. I told her something my father taught me. Success isn't owned, it's leased, and rent is due every day. But I'd add this. Sometimes people need help paying that rent. Jennifer, Daniel's bills are handled. Take care of your son. That's your only job now. To everyone else, before you judge someone's worst moment, remember you don't know their whole story. Hashtag People's Champion. 87 million views in 12 hours. The comments flooded in. This is why we love you. You didn't have to do this. Jennifer, stay strong. Daniel, you got this. People started sharing their own stories, moments they snapped at someone, times they were hurting, and it showed. The post became a movement, but here's what nobody knew. Dwayne had done more than pay the bills. He'd contacted Children's Hospital directly, set up a fund, the Daniel Martinez Foundation. Any family with a child at that hospital facing financial hardship would get help. $500,000 initial funding. He announced it 2 weeks later. Jennifer didn't know until she got the call from the hospital administrator. She and Daniel met Dwayne at the hospital, April 3, 2023, 2:15 p.m. Dwayne walked into Daniel's room. The kid, pale and thin from treatment, wearing a Project Rock shirt 3 sizes too big. Daniel's eyes went wide. No way, Dwayne smiled. That $1,000,000 smile. Way. They talked for an hour. About wrestling, about football, about fighting when everything feels impossible, about Daniel's dream to become a physical therapist. Jennifer watched from the doorway, tears streaming down her face. Before Dwayne left, Daniel said, "Thank you for helping my mom. She hasn't slept in months." Dwayne crouched down, all 6 feet 5 inches of him, looked Daniel in the eyes. "Your mom is the strongest person I met this year. You know that?" Daniel nodded. "She's gonna watch you beat this thing, and then you're gonna help other people beat their things. Deal?" "Deal." They fist bumped. Dwayne stood, hugged Jennifer. "Thank you," she whispered into his shoulder. "You already thanked me. Now get some sleep." Today, Daniel Martinez is in remission. 18 months cancer-free. He starts college in fall 2024. Physical therapy major. Children's Hospital offered him a volunteer position. He accepted. Jennifer still works for American Airlines. She took those 2 months, spent them with Daniel, slept, breathed, healed. She keeps a photo in her employee locker. Dwayne, Daniel, and her. All smiling in that hospital room. Small plaque underneath. Hurt people, healed people, heal people. The Daniel Martinez Foundation has helped 127 families so far. Over $2 million distributed. Medical bills, housing, transportation, whatever they need. And somewhere out there right now, someone is having their worst day. Someone is drowning. Someone is going to snap at a stranger because the weight is too heavy to carry alone. And that is exactly why this story matters. Because grace isn't just for people who deserve it. It's especially for people who don't. Because we've all been Jennifer at 7:42 a.m. And we've all needed someone to see past our worst moment to our actual story. Before you go, drop a comment right now and tell us where you are watching from. Tokyo, Chicago, London, Sao Paulo. We read every single one, and we love knowing where our community is coming from all around the world. And if this story moved you even a little, if it reminded you that everyone is fighting a battle you know nothing about, please hit that like button right now. It takes 1 second, and it helps this story reach someone who really needs to hear it today. Someone who's drowning. Someone who needs to know they matter. And if you are new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button and join a community that believes hurt people, but healed people, heal people. Share this video with one person today, just one. Because that is exactly how grace travels. One person, one moment, 1 second chance at a time. Now click on the video appearing on your screen right now, because we have another story about The Rock and a moment that almost broke him but instead built something incredible. We will see you there.